Humanity has been driven from Earth, but now it's time to take it back. Join the reconquest and fight the scourge on the Drop Zone Commander Hub at beastsofwar.com. Fight for the Iron Kingdoms as a warcaster. Take control of the mighty jacks, arcane devices, and dark sorceries to bring the fight to the War Machine Hub on beastsofwar.com.
So, hi guys, myself and John are back for a bit of World War II.
Yes.
Flames of War.
Flames of War, something we've not actually unboxed in a while.
Have we actually done? Yes, we have done Flames of War before.
We have.
It's been a long time. All right, what have we got?
Right, this is... I'll just look at it again.
Check the box.
Yeah, check the box. The Sherman Armoured Platoon. So in this box, you get the Firefly and the Sherman V, or the M4A4 as the Americans call it.
Okay.
These are your quintessential Lend-Lease American tanks used by the British.
Okay. Didn't we just finish paying these off? You know, the actual country, didn't they just finish paying off the Lend-Lease a while back?
In about 2007, 2008, we actually finished paying our Lend-Lease debt to America.
Ah, I see. Right, well, so we've got two belts.
We have two belts.
So I get the sprues out.
Yep, so what we're doing is we're going to show these two belts. So if I get the 5 in first.
So this is with the standard 75mm.
Yep, yeah? That's our 75mm Sherman.
Yep.
Based on the M4A4 Sherman, which is the longer hulled version of the M4s, because it has the Chrysler 30-cylinder multi-bank engine in it.
I'm assuming piece of crap?
Not the best engine the Shermans had. The V8s and most of the American Sherman engines were a lot more reliable, a lot more easily worked with.
Yep. And
so we took this when we realised in 43, 44 we needed something with a bit more punch. We had the 17-pounder anti-tank gun. Everybody knows the 17-pounder
which scares the hell out of me.
Yes, you can put this thing through the side of a Tiger at 1,000 meters, you know, no problem.
Yippee.
So we then decided, well, we need to fit it to a tank.
Yep.
How do we fit it to a tank? It doesn't fit in the Sherman. Yes, we rotated the gun on its side. Okay. Other things as well they had to do. So we'll show the Firefly in here. We'll take this up to the top of the screen.
Yep, so we can still see it.
And we'll bring the Firefly into the fore.
Okay, the turret is suddenly a fair chunk longer. I'm guessing simply for the recoil of the gun, they needed extra space?
Yeah, so you'll see in the back of the Sherman V, there's this sort of bustle box. That's just a little tin stowage bin. Yeah. The Firefly still has that, but it has this extra box before the back of the bustle of the turret. Yep. That is for the radio. Okay. They had to get that extra foot and a half space to allow the gun to recoil correctly.
Right. So I'm guessing if that wasn't there, it would come back and flatten the radio.
Flatten the radio and probably damage the back of the turret as well.
Oh, goody.
So you can see the two main differences between the Firefly and the M4A4 straight away.
I'm assuming the hull's pretty much identical?
The hulls are identical. There's a slight difference in the front where they removed the bow machine gun position on the Firefly. So they have that modelled on here, so you can see that it's been removed. Yeah. And it's just a metal block that's been welded in place, and the other one has the gun. That was to allow more ammunition stowage. Okay. Apart from that, it's basically the bog standard Sherman V. It's the same engine, same transmission, gearbox, so on and so forth. Yeah.
They're a lovely little tank.
I do love the look of seeing, a Firefly beside its brother, because it shows that difference.
Well, let's pull these out of shot.
Yep. So we'll get the sprue in.
It's a nice little 2-sprue kit. You'll get 5 of each of these sprues in the set, 10 sprues total. Yep. First up, we have our track.
Yep. So we have 2 track sections, which are all in one piece. Yep. We then have, if I rotate it that way.
Yep. We have our two
front plates. So you have
one with and one without.
You have the Sherman V front plate, which has the bow machine gun, and the Firefly front plate, which doesn't. Yep. Further up the sprue, we have spare track links. Yep. We have the stowage bin for the rear of the hull, because that goes across the whole back. Yep. We have an ammunition box of some description. We then have the bustle box for the back of the turret. We then have the 2 gun mantlets, because these are different as well. Okay. So we have the Sherman V gun mantlet, which is here for the 75mm. Yep. And the Firefly mantlet. And the Firefly mantlet's different because when you put the guns on, the 75mm has 2 little cheek pieces that come out. And the Firefly one doesn't have that. They had to open the bore of the casting a bit more to allow the gun to go through.
Yeah, but I do like this, that the front of the actual hull is cast plain, and then you've got this little component here, which slaps on and changes the front of the hull without having to do too much to it. Yeah. Very cleverly done.
If you wanted to be overly clever with it, I guess you could magnetize these parts if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
But because you're getting enough in these boxes to do 5 Fireflies or 5 Sherman Vs, it's not going to matter.
True, but I mean, like, the way we've discussed it before is you would bore your hole, glue a little bit of plastic card on the back, and then drop your magnet on.
Yeah.
And then you just have to be very careful on the front plate with where you're putting your magnet.
Yeah, absolutely. The front plates aren't that thick. That's the only problem I would say.
Yes, you have to be reasonably careful, or use a little bit of the magnetic strips you get. Just glue that on the back of it,
or pin it,
or pin it.
Or you could pin it so you could slot it in and out. So that's the first sprue down. The second sprue is basically our hull and our turret. So we have the upper hull minus the front plate.
Yeah, they've got some really nice detail in the little tool racks and stuff.
Yeah, so we have all the Pioneer tools as well. We have your shovel, crowbar, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
What I always point out when I'm doing these unboxings is how you tell the type of Sherman from the top of the hull. So in the M4A4 case, which is the Sherman V, you'll see this raised bubble.
Yep.
That is only when there's a multi-bank engine in the tank.
Okay.
The rest of the time it's either completely flat, there's no engine grills or anything like that, depending on the type. There will be other unboxings, I'll show you different models.
Okay.
So that's how you denote an M4A4 straight away. That's the engine, that's the multi-bank.
Yeah,
that's for the radiator.
Down from that, we're seeing the two guns.
So we have the two gun barrels.
Yep.
So we have the 75mm.
Yep.
And we have the 17-pounder.
Yep.
And again, you can just see the difference in the length is crazy.
Yep. And then
we also have the bow machine gun here right at the very end.
Yeah.
Moving across the sprue is two 50 caliber machine guns.
Hooray!
Because they give you both turrets, I guess you could build up both turrets essentially.
Well, if you were magnetizing that front plate or pinning that front plate.
Yeah. The only thing is that you only get one of these, which is the actual gun mount.
I see.
So you get two turrets bar the base plate, which is here.
Yep.
And the gun mount. So
I'm sure you could work around it some way.
You could work it, I guess. And the other parts here we have is the bottom of the hull, where our track sections go on.
Yeah, and then we have this
the front
piece.
The front nose or the final drive system. This is your transmission in here, and your final drive's out of the side.
Yeah, so that's just this little component here.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're lovely little kits.
They are lovely little kits, and what we have, well, actually, we'll mention it now.
Yeah.
A lot of your old Flames of War kits were magnetized. The plastic Panzer IV comes with magnets.
Yes.
A lot of the resin kits come with magnets.
Yes.
They've changed it for this. Now, assuming that it's possibly maybe a cost-saving exercise, or maybe it's just a simplicity exercise. But they've removed the magnets from this kit, and the tanks are now pegged.
Yeah. Actually, I like the peg.
I like the peg as well because you're not fumbling around with magnets too much, and the material of the actual magnets doesn't take super glue that well, so they eventually come loose again.
The problem I always had with the magnets
was matching them.
If you get the polarity wrong, you're screwed.
If you don't match the magnets correctly, you're in a bit of a problem.
So is there something else inside the box I've missed?
We have a transfer sheet.
Ah, I see.
And a command sprue.
Ah, I see.
So you get plastic commanders and a transfer sheet.
Always a nice little extra detail to have.
Absolutely. And it might not take you that long to realise why I like the transfer sheet.
Most likely it's got the 82nd on it.
No. Why would it be the 82nd? They're airborne.
Oh no, derp.
So we have one transfer sheet.
Yep.
Why do I like this, Justin?
This top symbol here. I don't know what it is, but I remember we had it as our clan symbol in World of Tanks.
Yeah, we modified it. This is the Guards Armoured Division.
Ah, I see.
This is specifically an Irish Guards transfer sheet.
Oh!
Because 5-3 represents 53rd Armoured Regiment Guards Armoured Division, which is the Irish Guards.
I see.
The other symbol is this, which is your squadron markings. In this case, you have one set of squadron markings, which are all in squares. The squares are black with a blue outline and a white number in them.
Yeah.
The white number denotes squadron or tank within squadron. So, you know, triangle
you'll be able to keep track of where your squads are easier.
Yeah. And that is pure Irish Guards as well, because that's how the Irish Guards made their squadron markings.
Ah, I see.
So this is pure Irish Guards in this box set, which these are coming home with me.
Yeah, Dr. Dave, you're not getting these.
You're not getting these.
I know he runs Irish Guards as well.
Yes, exactly. You're not getting these. Then we also have our British Commander sprue,
which is quite nice. You've got nice options there.
Yep, so you have 6 options, which is fine. You have 5 tanks in the box and 6 commanders to choose from.
Exactly.
The way I would do it is probably just stick a commander in a Firefly and a Sherman V.
Yeah.
Just to do it that way.
Yeah.
The detail on them is improving every time I see them. I've already had a peek at one of the American boxes, and their Commander sprue is class.
Right.
Really, really good.
Well, you'll have to stay tuned for whenever we unbox
Absolutely. So, a good kit all around.
Yep.
What has been absolutely needed for a long time is a lot more of these plastic tanks coming out for Flames. I'm glad to see resin starting to leave the tank line a little bit.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
You only like plastic.
I like the plastic because the resin can be, well, because they're hybrid kits, it's a metal and resin mix.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a pain to work with. But the way Flames of War did it initially was, resin, body, plastic tracks is what they started to introduce.
It's whenever they started to work the plastics up.
Yeah. If they had just got rid of the metal and just put plastic parts on with the resin kits, they could have stopped there and I'd have been totally happy with it.
Instead, they went the extra mile.
They've went that extra bit, they've done full plastic kits, and I'm enjoying every single one that I've built so far.
All right, cool. Well,
so,
guys, okay, we're all done?
Yes,
I think that's the fastest historical unboxing we've ever done. Guys, myself and John will move on here. We'll see you again soon.
Criminal gangs control the streets and lunatics make twisted schemes as night falls on Gotham. Join the Batman at the Batman Miniatures Hub on beastsofwar.com. In a world controlled by massive corporations, a steady aim and split-second decisions are needed for your megacon to complete its goals. Begin your missions at the Mercs Hub on beastsofwar.com.